Hello and welcome to your weekly instalment of the Fools Rush In podcast. And what a weekend, what a few days it has been. Friday night, we had the podcast Christmas outing where we saw the biggest and best that Swindon had to offer. Saturday, the club managed to qualify for round... Don't interrupt the intro, for fuck's sake. Shambles already. Saturday, we qualified for round 3 of the FA Cup. Sunday, we hear that there's another court case on the horizon. And on Monday, we draw Man City in round 3. Plenty to discuss. And as you can see, I have a full panel of people to discuss with me. So quick intros and hellos. How are you, Ben?
Yeah, good. Well, thanks, Stephen. Thanks very much.
Good. And Craig, good to have you with us.
Yeah, evening, mate. Good to be back.
Woody, how are you?
Evening, not too bad.
Mystic Ned?
Hi, yes. Hello there.
How are you, Rich?
Still recovering from the 3-day hangover, but yeah, doing all right, mate.
Well, you're not the only one still recovering. There's a reason Christian isn't here and he's still led in bed. I would say hello, Warren, but he's walked off scared of what might be coming out from his introduction.
Just closing the door.
And last but certainly not least, how are you, Kieran?
Yeah, not too bad. I would like to add the court case about the football, not me.
And that 15th
child. We're still waiting on a date for your hearing, to be fair, pal. Only one place to start. And Rich, as is customary, we'll come to you. The win over Walsall.
Fantastic. Absolute scenes when that second goal went in. I thought first half, up until we scored the goal, I thought we were absolutely incredible. Came out the trap straight away, like we tend to do. And then we sort of, typical style, we take the foot off the pedal. They get an easy goal in second half. Well, what can I say about Garner's team talks at the moment? Because whatever he's saying at half time, he's just changing the game. And we were absolutely incredible second half. And that goal was coming. People were like saying, take McCurdy off, take this player off. I was like, relax, this goal is coming. This goal is coming. And well, although it was a shit shot by McCurdy anyway, it came out all right, and that was a great finish by Kane Kessler-Hayden. And just the atmosphere as well, just everything about that game, the fact that we brought pretty much almost more away fans than they had home fans, I think says it all about our football club right now. We are on absolute cloud 9 and we are absolutely rolling into the third round of the FA Cup. And I, for one, after that draw this evening, I cannot wait.
And Craig, Rich says there that as a football club, that we appear to be on cloud 9 at the moment. When you think back to where we were, say, last season and the mood when we were recording these episodes, it's nice to have this sort of this passion, this belief, this positivity, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, it's great. I mean, it just seems to be never ending. I mean, getting into the third round of the FA Cup. I mean, Christ. I can't remember the exact date when the last time we done that, but blimey, that's, just doing that in itself is a achievement for this club.
I'm sure there's one or two of us here who remember the exact date of the last FA Cup third round game.
I think it was the 3rd of January 2012 for the third round.
Right. Oh, okay, fair enough. Yeah. I mean, it just adds to really good good form in the league. And obviously we're not been doing as well at home. So like I said, with the third round draw, which I'm sure we'll go into, would have preferred an away draw, even against Man City. But yeah, no, it's great. And, if we could get a good run, even further in the FA Cup, even better, that'll be amazing. Stranger things have happened, haven't they? That's what the FA Cup's all about. So yeah, no, it's great. Getting through to the next round and just continuing our good form. Just hopefully it won't affect our league form. But yeah, long may it continue.
Sorry, Rich, did you want to jump back in there with a bit of a correction?
Yeah, 7th of January 2012.
Yeah, it was. You're right. Ben, you were at the game as well. What was your thoughts?
Yeah, much what Rich said, really. I think before we scored, I think we were fantastic, so straight at them straight away. And then I think we dipped off a little bit. I think probably partly credit to Walsall as well. They stood up. I think half time at 1-1, I think they would probably be the better team. Second half, we blew them apart. Much better team. They had a few chances towards the end, but it looked more likely that we were going to get a third rather than they were going to get an equaliser. 2,000 fans in the away end, packed in the away end. The atmosphere was buzzing. I do miss away days. It was my first one this season. And 8 away wins on the spin. 8 away wins on the spin. How has that happened?
It's an unbelievable record, really.
It is equal record in Macari's. 8 away, and we absolutely, for the year that the club's had, well, for the last 18 months the club's had, we've deserved that tie against Man City. And every one of those fans that go to the game and enjoy the game, I hope the boys put in a performance that does them proud. And look, the chances are we're going to get beat. We may get thrashed, but as long as they do well, that's fine.
And whether it be through our episodes of this or whether they're hacking into our WhatsApp group, it's quite clear that people are paying attention to everything we're saying, isn't it, Kieran? I mean, I'm just looking back through the WhatsApp group from the messages on Saturday, and this was one from Ben. At the minute, there's only one team winning this, and it's not Swindon.
I remember that.
But that was at half time. That was at half time.
And then Kira went on to point out there was a few other points that had been made. His message said, "I think someone has watched our episode at the club this week with Ellis getting a new contract and KKH scoring now." It was nice to see him on the score sheet, wasn't it, Kieran?
Yeah, it's good, and I think it'll mean something to him playing against a team that are up from that way because he's from up that way. So probably some family in the stands for him that probably spurred him on. But I mean, if he didn't score that, he shouldn't be a professional footballer, to be honest with you, because it wasn't exactly the fucking hardest chance in the world. But you got to get in those positions to score a goal. It was a nice snapshot finish, though. It was a nice snapshot finish. It's good for him. It does confidence good. You know that first goal is always the big confidence booster to a lot of players. Maybe he'll shoot more now because he'll like the feeling of scoring. Because I can imagine that feels like coming in your pants, like fucking. But yeah, no, they'll be buzzing for it. It was a good win to beat them up there. It was a potential sort of banana skin. Sort of had all the things of a cup upset from Walsall. Former manager, we're taking a shitload of fans. We've outsold their home fans, which is the most ridiculous thing I think that could happen. You'd think they were like fucking non-league or something.
We're not even local. It's so funny.
No, it's not that local for us really. But you know, it's great to see our fans sort of really getting behind them. And I hope, you know, people come out for the next round one. You know, I think it's a tough one to have to come out for. You know, it's going to be a cold January day. So if you don't want to get a ticket, I don't blame you. So don't do it to yourself. But I think the cup runs are good for us, especially when you're playing teams that are in and around your leagues. Like the Crew one would have done a bit of a confidence boost. This will do another confidence boost because we play them again in a couple of weeks at home. So there's no reason why we can't go and beat them at home now. And that should voodoo that one off. But you know, it keeps our momentum going, and hopefully we can take that into the next game now and carry on winning and carry on with the good league form.
No, absolutely. And Ned, an interesting one. Obviously, more subs allowed to be named in an FA Cup squad, but still, and it's something we've alluded to in a few episodes now, still Grant not getting a look in, really. So it's more, you know, the writing's more and more on the wall, would you say?
No, really, because he's not, it doesn't, whichever way you look at it, it doesn't really fit into our system. You know, he's not going to displace, you know, Louis. He's not going to displace Williams. He's not going to displace. Do you know what I mean? I really struggle to see where he's going to fit into this team. And you know, I said at the start of the season, I wouldn't have brought him back. But yeah, I mean, at the moment, it is a complete waste of money. And if he's not going to play, we need to fuck him off as quick as possible because he's going to be one of the highest earners in the club for sure. But it's a shame because he's been a good servant for the last few years, hasn't he? Yeah, I mean, I can't see him coming back into that 11 now. I really can't. Unless he changes his tactics, which is not going to happen. He's not going to get back in unless we need someone, you know, unless we're getting proper beaten up in the middle But I can't see that happening.
This is what I was going to say. You know, in an era where it's not about the 11, it's about the squad. He does offer something a bit different, doesn't he?
Well, you know, you can have Vinnie Jones in your squad, but he's not going to fucking get on the pitch, is he? With the greatest of respect, I mean, he is a good footballer, but what he offers isn't what Swindon needs. And you know, Swindon can't afford to have any Deadwood in this squad. He needs to go. He needs to go in January, in my opinion. If we're not going to play him, he needs to go, because freeing him up could get us a top quality left back. It could get us another decent centre back. It could get us a really good striker. So, sorry to say, I think he needs to go. But, you know, for his own career as well. Obviously, if he wants to continue playing for Jamaica, that's not going to last forever if he's not playing first team football, is it? So, could I just make a point as well about Walsall?
Yep.
Unbelievable. I didn't realise they had so many whinging bitches as Walsall fans. Jesus Christ.
I had a field day on Twitter after that.
Oh, Jesus. They've all been piping up, haven't they? Oh, Jesus.
Who would have thought?
Both of them.
Who would have thought if you score more goals than the opposition, you win? I know.
Honestly,
you know,
it's an unusual concept. But yeah, what a bunch of whinging bitches they are. So fuck you. We got City in the next round, so fuck you.
Ned's gone full on Christian there, hasn't he?
Yeah. He's like, has one beer with him and fucking looks what happens.
Marvellous.
Let's look at some other news around the club, Warren, and I think Woody's been a prime example of those saying it. I think Ben said it a few times in recent weeks as well. It's important we start to get this contract situation sorted with various players. And you know, in the last few days, we've seen a couple of players now signing new contracts in terms of the likes of Ward and Thank you, that's what I was looking for.
You just mentioned him about 10 minutes ago.
I know. But it is important that we're now starting to see this happening, isn't it, Warren?
Yeah, definitely. They need to have something concrete, don't we? We can't keep going on with this just rolling contracts or 1 year to the end of the season, because it's everything, all the good work that we've done now could just be ripped up at the end of the season if we lose all these players going off to other clubs. All the work that's been done behind the scenes and everything like that. They need to start getting it sorted. Whether this is to do with the embargo still, surely something like the good third round tie that we're going to get, fill the stadium, you know what I mean, revenue into the club. Surely this must be able to help getting this embargo lifted and getting it sorted. So, but yeah, getting the players signed on, it needs to happen. And I think they've done it clever with Ward, because they know Woolcott's going to be going away and he knows he's going to be getting some more game time. So yeah, very much so. They just need to get some more signed on, because if we do end up not getting promoted, a lot of these players have got then the easy cop out of putting themselves in the shop window, and then they can drift off. So yeah,
That's square one.
Exactly.
If you want my opinion, I reckon Jojo is going to be off at the end of the season. I don't think he will sign another contract. And I think that's why they've given Ward a new contract now, because I think they've probably had preliminary talks, and I honestly don't think he's going to be signing an extension. Yeah. Which is unfortunate.
I will admit it did seem strange, the fact that Ward was offered a contract and Woolcott hasn't taken his yet.
Yeah, but there's always going to be negotiations. Woolcott's the number one, isn't he? He's going to hold out. He's playing international football.
And he'll probably want more money as well.
I think a lot of these players are going to be waiting to see what league we're playing in. If we're playing League One football, I don't think they're going to have a problem with signing, to be honest with you. None of them. I think they'll all go, well, I'm in a team that's playing well. We've got promoted. If you know what I mean, if we stay in League Two, probably some of them have earned the right to go, well, sorry, I want to progress a bit further. Whether that's loyal or not, it isn't, is it? But it's shit for us. But we need to get out of this league, and then we'll see how many we can keep.
Any agent that's worth their salts will know that his player's only got 6 months left in his contract or 7 months left on his contract, or will start the negotiations for other teams at that 6-month stage.
Yeah.
That will happen. So he must, there must be. I don't think Swindon are that naive enough to think, oh, we'll put off contract talks until, do you know what I mean? A few months there.
It's quite uncommon though in the lower leagues though, Ned, for that to happen. Usually they just wait until their contract runs out and obviously wait and see where that club is.
Billy Painter.
Fucking 12 years ago, mate. He went up to the Championship too. So.
Also, what you've got to look at is the situation. We still got the after effects of COVID. So this season has been the first season where clubs have actually, in Leagues 1 and 2, have actually been in the driving seat when it comes to negotiations. And that will still be the case, I think, by the end of the season. So I think that's part of the reason why we were able to get such good players in, because the wages, they weren't in a position where they could demand what they wanted. Wages have been cut this season for most clubs, especially in Leagues 1 and 2. Ignore what's happening in the Premiership and Championship, because it's go for broke with them. They'll just spend and spend and spend. But Leagues 1 and 2 is a different kettle of fish altogether. So I think we're in a stronger position, regardless of what happens towards the end of the season, where we could, if money is the issue, I don't think that'll be too much of a worry for us. I think we can keep hold of these players, maybe apart from Williams, because he's probably on a good whack, but we could keep hold of these if money was the issue.
I think also you got to remember as well, just going back to Jojo very quickly, that Jojo could potentially be in 2 major tournaments in 2022. He'll be in the African Cup of Nations and he could potentially be in the World Cup. So, I mean, also that comes with a huge price tag. And for a keeper to be playing in League One football and to be playing in 2 major tournaments like that, I mean...
Well, look what happened to Luongo and Kazim when they went off to the...
This is the thing as well.
On him now. Get rid.
Yeah. Cash in on him now.
He's played for his international side. He's kept a clean sheet in his international side. He's done very well. If you're like a French, first division team, bottom half, and you think, we could be in for a bit of a steal here. He's 24, 25 years old. 25. I mean, there's so much of his career he's missed already by being at Bristol City. If he had the chance to move across to have the, football in, the French First League or the Championship or even the Premier League, he's not going to sort of, claim loyalty and then, sign another contract with us. He will 100% be off. But, if he does, brilliant, because fair play to him. He's been unbelievable for us this year, so fair play to him. Oh, Everton scored.
Why was French the first league he went to?
I don't mean to backtrack, but just a point when we were going on, and I wanted to say it about Anthony Grant.
Please.
I would have Grant all day. I'm sorry, I don't see where all this, whether he's a nightmare off the pitch, but we've got Lydon who's come back, who's suddenly now the next thing. But Lydon is made of, I mean, he's made of glass, and he will not hack League 2 football coming in these coming months. He will not hack, League 1 football for me. East, I haven't seen enough of, and I think the only thing for Grant is how good Louis Reed's been. I don't think Grant has been poor. I think it's just been how good Louis Reed has been. And he's in that holding role, and that's the only position that Grant can play, in that holding role. That's where he breaks up plays, destructive. He maybe not have the range of passing of someone of Louis Reed, but for me, I watch games sometimes and I think to ourselves that we are in trouble because we're not winning the ball back quick enough. And Grant is that player that does it for us. He's clever. And I don't understand where this is all coming. And this is the one thing with Garner. I don't understand why Grant doesn't make the bench. In games, you can see it with 20 minutes to go. We look so open and you just think you want someone to plug those gaps. And I think Grant would be the one to do it.
No, I'm with you there, Warren. I mean, you look at us, especially at home, we need a bit more steel, I think, and Grant 100%. Would provide that. The amount of times, even when in games that we've done well in, the opposition just seem to be able to cut through us so easily at home. And I think having someone like Grant in, but again, it's where you fit him in. And if he's not going to be played, then his match fitness is going to come into it as well. So it's it's a difficult one because, again, like we were saying, he's on a good wage. You know, do we really want to be carrying him? But if we could fit him in, I'm with you. I'd want him in the team.
If this was Soviet Russia and everyone was paid the same, it'd be fine. Do you know? But he's one of the highest paid players. So, you know, either you bring someone else in who can do the job that he does, or do you know what I mean?
Is he one of the highest
you can't
paid?
have him as. Oh, Grant will be for sure.
He was, but obviously when he left,
when
he's
re-signed in the summer, from what I heard, the limit was £1,300 a week. That's when we were signing players. This was the maximum that we were allowed to offer a player.
And to be honest with you, I don't think Grant was really going to turn that one down, was he? Because he wasn't getting any interest from any other clubs. Well, that's probably one of the reasons why he came back. So
I agree with the point, definitely, about the money. If he's sat on a massive wage and we're not playing him, then 100% he's got to, move on. But for me, he's better than Leiden. He's better than East. You know what I mean? And I think even at his age, I think he'll still offer us something, especially.
Woody, I mentioned it in the introduction, and this is probably more in your wheelhouse than most. The news that broke on Sunday about another what looks probable appearance in court.
Oh, you give me the boring one.
Well, to be fair, mate, these are always a free-for-all. You can jump in at any point, but you've just been sat there quietly, so I thought you want to be serious today.
No, well, obviously, we kind of knew it was coming anyway. If you read the review, what's it called? The old meeting that they have with all the fans. Not with all the fans, with the monthly thing.
Advisory board.
That's it, advisory board. Yeah, with the advisory board, they mentioned it in there anyway. Mate, it's been blown up more than it's actually worth. It's Abel's trying just to push all the tactics they can to try and get their money quicker. That's all it is. I'm not too worried about it. I think, given that the ownership battle is kind of pretty much set in stone now, I think we'll fight that off. Who knows? It was probably actually somebody from Abel. What a finish! It was probably actually somebody from Abel who probably leaked it to make sure that it was public news again. Or certainly not leaked because it was public information, but you know what I mean, in terms of promoted the story, if you like. So yeah, I'm not too worried about it. I don't think it's anything we should be really worried about. Yeah, I'm quite happy.
I think it also goes to show, you know, we suspected this in the middle of the takeover that Power had some involvement in Abel, and I think this just proves it. Even if he's not officially involved, this has got his fingerprints all over it.
It does sound very coincidental the week that he's potentially taken over a Bulgarian club. God forbid what league that looks like. Thinking they're probably all run by one family. There's no coincidence that he's obviously wants his money quicker. Abel have probably said they can front up the money. But yeah, I'm not too worried about it. I'm confident that Clem's got. I mean, they've already said they appointed a QC for it. You know, QC is a very respectable level of lawyer, so I'm not too worried about it. The solicitors that are acting on behalf of Abel, though, they're pretty good as well. They're pretty shit hot as well. But I think it's, you know, they're just trying to throw it in at the last hurdle, so to speak, and they will do now because we're doing well, so we're getting money in. So we're getting money in. I wouldn't be surprised if they push it even harder after January 7th or whatever, whenever we play them, whenever we play Man City. But on the note about Anthony Grant, I can't not offer an opinion on Anthony Grant. I'm kind of with Wazza and Craig. I do think we need him around. We would need him around, but I'm also with Ned in the fact that there's no point keeping him if he's not playing.
Right, so you're just taking your traditional place on the fence, yeah?
Traditional.
Sounds like you're with all of us, Woody.
He's on the steel girder.
If I was running the club now, I would get rid of him in January. If it was me running the club, I'd get rid of him in January because he's not playing. I think it was very evident that he's not in any of Garner's plans. He plays as centre back in the Pizza Trophy. and then doesn't even make the bench against Walsall. And that bench, that bench had space for him, regardless of, whether you look up the makeup, it had space. So he's obviously fallen out with Garner. I'm sure there's some inside information in there somewhere, which, whether I've been privy to or not. I believe he is still quite a high earner. I think that 1,300 that you were referring to was to do with increases. So it will be based on what his wage was before. Okay, I did have a look. There's a useful website called salarysport.com or something that gives you a rough estimate of what players are on. And according to that, he's the third highest player at the club, highest paid player at the club.
Who's
and Johnny Williams isn't the highest, apparently. Oh. Apparently Jack Payne's the highest.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, but according to that, it's around $2,500 a week, Anthony Grant's on. So, you give or take 500 either side of that, probably.
And that was a classic snub, wasn't it? If he's not on that 9-man subs bench, that is basically saying you're not welcome in the team without saying it.
Yeah, that was the big thing for me. I think when obviously everybody knows how much I loved Anthony Grant last season. I loved him in the title-winning squad, but equally, I don't believe that we should be spending money when we're playing players. We're putting players on the bench that are probably not even on 500 quid a week. So it's unfortunately, I love him and I loved him when he was in the squad. But if he's not going to be in the squad, there's no point having him at the club. It's too professional, too high. And I don't know if he will cut in League One either. I think if we can find a way to factor him into the rest of this season, that'd be great. Because I agree with Woz. I don't think Ryan East is really offering too much yet. He might be one for the future, but if we don't get rid of him in January, he's got to play him for the second half of the season. It's as simple as that. Otherwise, we're just chucking money at nothing.
I'm just going to do a couple of small disclaimers at the halfway point of the episode, because we are fairly openly spoken about a lot of topics every week. And every week we tend to upset one set of fans, normally Forest Green. So just to avoid confusing people, yes, we are recording on a Monday night. Yes, Adam is watching one game of football and Ned is watching a different game of football, and they're both commentating on their different games of football that they're watching while discussing Swindon Town. So Ned is giving you what would have been live reaction to Everton Arsenal.
But there's a bit of Swindon interest in the old Boreham St Albans game, because they got a few ex-Swindon players in there. Including the once famous Nile Ranger, and Johnny Goddard's out there now. So there's a couple of.
I saw Johnny Goddard was on the team sheet. Nile Ranger, who got a good 10 minutes worth of discussion at the pod night out on Friday as well.
Yeah. So, and I you know me, Fifey. I love my support for the non-league sides as well. So
you do.
Yeah.
You do.
So it's. That's why I got that on rather than that.
But also, just to avoid upsetting people who could cause us personally and the pod as a whole significant harm, if you do happen to be Bulgarian and were offended by anything that Woody said, it's purely his views. Because, Swindon will be going on a European march next season, and we might end up in Bulgaria at some point.
Oh, yeah, we'll win the FA Cup, of course. We've got Bulgaria.
I might just end up there anyway.
I just said it was a Bulgarian family. I never insulted the Bulgarian people, Fifey. I just said it would be a Bulgarian family running the league. I don't know what you're implying with your disclaimers.
Let's
And also, Ned means Walsall in Birmingham, not Walsall in.
Let's Go on. We've sort of danced around the topic for long enough now. Let's hear how excited you all are for Man City at home. Ben,
we've got Man City at home, have we?
Yeah, we have. We
should have mentioned it some more.
So FA Cup third round, Ben.
Yeah, it's all right. It's nice bye to the fourth round.
All right. You're a bit understating that, mate.
Yeah, no, it's a great draw. It's a great draw for the club. It's the best draw we've had in a good 10 years, so longer than that since we played Leicester. It's going to be a packed house. They'll pack the away end. Big money spinning town. Big one for the season ticket holders, other fans as well. It's a good chance it'll be on telly. It's going to make the club loads of money. Incidentally, Garner said the money we make on the FA Cup run will go towards the transfer window. So that'll be a big boost for that in the summer. May even push us over the edge to writing off the embargo lifted in January, and maybe we'd be able to stretch the legs a little bit further and see who we can get to ensure promotion out of this league and maybe even challenge the league. But let's see where we go. But let's see how we go. The game itself is biased to buy. It's going to be an event. If we're going to expect to get beat, we might get beaten by a lot. Unfortunately, the way we play is going to suit Man City fine, because we're not going to sit there. We're not going to kick them. We're not just going to hoofball our way there. We're not just going to be really awkward and massive. We're going to try and play football. And basically, we're going to be like a really crap version of what they play week in, week out. So we could get murdered. But it's Man City. Enjoy the game.
So it's a good point. You've got two different ways of looking at this. I was exchanging some text messages after the draw with a friend who said, as long as they don't go all England on us against whoever they played the other week and smash 10 past them, he'd be happy. I said, there's no need to worry about that because we're going to be smashing Pep all over the Magic Roundabout, and at an absolute minimum, we'll be getting a replay. So there's two completely different ways of looking at this game. Craig, what was your reaction when you saw the draw? Well, I think we all know your reaction because every different version of your social media had the same joke.
Classic.
Well, yeah.
Cheers, Grandad.
Well, my future in-laws are Man City fans, so I wanted to make sure that they saw it, and I mean, all joking aside, I mean, it would have been preferable to have an away fixture because obviously the gates split 50-50, so that would have been better for us. But yeah, it's Man City, isn't it? All jokes aside about them,
their fans.
About their fans, yeah. They do have a good core fan base who, they were getting 20,000 a week when they were in the third tier. So
I'd be surprised. Sorry to interrupt you, Greg. I'd be surprised they don't let us keep the whole game because it's Man City and they might just go, well, you just have it. Because
maybe, yeah.
Not as if they fucking need
they
it.
do
Rich
that.
oil cunts.
Yeah, they might. I'd be surprised if they don't just go like, you can have it. It's like it's pennies to them, innit? But it's big to us, so they'll probably let us have it.
It'll be interesting.
It'll
be interesting to see how the allocation works for the away fans, because are they going to open up Stratton Bank for the Man City fans, or are we going to get that? I don't know.
Home day, split it in two.
They'll travel.
I was going to say they're not going to travel lightly. They'll have about 2,000-3,000 with them. So
is it minimum 10%? Is it 10% capacity for the away fans? I think it is, or something along those lines.
I think, yeah.
They'll have Stratton Bank then, won't they? They'll have Stratton Bank, which is a shame. But yeah, it's obviously it's good for the for the financial side for the club, and probably be a good game of football. Like I say, we might get smashed, but we might get something out of it. Who knows? I mean, I'll probably end up watching it on the telly. It's I'd have preferred someone like Man United, obviously, and Liverpool, or something like that.
Because they're considerably bigger than Man City.
Well, it's just that I see them historically as more, controversially, and maybe this is because of my in-laws and everything to wind them up, but I just see them as the bigger clubs, to be honest.
Is this your subtle way of asking me to send it directly to your in-laws so they can watch you slate Man City for 5 minutes?
I'm going to tag them in everything when this is uploaded, mate. I'll be sharing the shit out of it with them.
It is funny though how the older generation who remember City throughout the 90s and like the 80s who generally were quite shit. I remember beating Man City in the League One years ago, 2-0, 97. Yet the younger versions, like Rich, is like jaw just dropped when he said bigger teams than Man City, even when I suggested it's
no, but it's not even that. No, hang on, whoa. It's not even that though. It's the fact that at this current time, Manchester City are the current Premier League champions. Do you know what I mean? It's like you can talk about history and stuff like that. I know for you guys, obviously, most of you obviously born either in the 80s and 90s. I know obviously you guys.
You were born in the 90s.
Late 90s. I was putting that all aside,
either way. Either way,
do you mean
though,
70s and 80s so that Craig
70,
felt
yeah, all right,
involved?
70s and 80s.
Hey, less of the 70s. Ned and Ben are older than me.
I born 1980.
Yeah.
All right.
Anyway, like, I mean, obviously, you look at the history, you look at obviously all the teams. Most of you were alive and watched when Swindon were in the Premier League. Obviously, I wasn't, nor was Kieran. So for us to be playing Manchester City, I mean, I was lucky enough to go to the Wigan game 9 years ago. I was lucky enough to go to the Chelsea game, the Aston Villa game at the County Ground. But obviously, to have current Premier League champions come to Swindon. But it's not only that as well, because I'm a football coach. I coach under nines, and for them just to be starting to know about Premier League football and everything like that, to be facing a team like Manchester City, what an occasion! What an occasion!
Jack's climbing the walls.
What, your under nines are playing against your under nines will be playing Swindon against Man City. Fuck
yeah, mate. Yeah, mate.
They've got more chance of making the bench than Anthony Grant.
They've got more chance of being on the bench at this time.
I mean, when I say about a bigger club, it's just a perspective thing. It's subjective. You know, the whole big club, what is a big club and isn't a big club, it's very subjective, isn't it? So that's just the way I see it because of, you know, like I said, for a long time, you know, Man City weren't about in the Premiership. And they were a semi-decent top tier team. You know?
Times have moved on, but the saying hasn't. The saying is always, you would love to get Man United in the third round.
Yeah.
The journalists ask it. Everyone asks it. You want Man United in the third round. It's just the saying. It's just the way the saying is.
Yeah, that's it really. But yeah, I mean, like it is a good tie. I'm not trying to sort of, you know, play it down or anything. But yeah, it is a good tie for us and for the majority of fans, except for miserable old buggers like me.
Summerby Derby and Kevin Orlock.
Also, are we naming this Swindon Town vs Man City the Oasis Derby, by the way?
Well, bang goes my title for the episode ahead of that game.
Oasis.
I tweeted LG, by the way.
I think I saw that. Yeah.
Warren, what was your reaction to the draw tonight?
Yeah, for me, we say Man United, like Woody said, it's a very generous thing, but I love watching Man City play football. You know what I mean? Whether I go and watch any sort of football, I go and watch lower league football. I'm quite lucky through work. I get to go and watch a few games for going to watch Chelsea, and I'll go and watch any level of football. And I've been and watched Man City play Chelsea before, and they're just a different gravy for me. Football style of play. I think it's going to be a great. The way that we'd like to play football is not that we're ever going to be that level of Man City, but we aspire to be something, play football like that. And for Garner, it's going to be brilliant because you look at Guardiola and I think he's a complete gentleman for me. I think Guardiola's top drawer. I think he's the best manager in the Premier League for me. You know what I mean? You talk about Klopp, you talk about Tuchel, you know what I mean? But for me, Guardiola's the one. I think it's going to be great for the club. I think, you know what I mean, for Garner to be alongside a manager like that. And I think he'll give him the time and, you know what I mean, and he'll be decent for it. And I think he'll show us the respect as well. Like Guardiola plays these competitions because he wants to win them.
Yeah.
And he won't, I don't think he'll come and stick a second, third string team out. I think the big boys will be there. Do you know what I mean? Whether they're on the bench or something like that. And I think he'll show the respect. And for me, that's good enough. And I think, you know what I mean? I think we'll give him a run for the money. The first goal will be massive. You know what I mean, like in any game, but especially in a game like this, if it could just give us that springboard if we had a chance. But no, like for the town, for everything, for the club, it's just brilliant. And for a fan for me, enjoying to watch Man City play football and my liking of Guardiola, it's perfect.
If Garner could get anything off Pep, that'd be amazing. And yeah. I see like Garner's a bit of like Guardiola off Wish. So yeah, you know, he sort of bases his game on Pep's sort of team. So
yeah,
I think he'll learn a bundle. He'll learn a bundle, and I think Pep will appreciate Swindon as well.
Yeah,
no matter what the score, he will appreciate Swindon. So yeah, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be enjoyment, and it's a game. It's just like, don't give a fuck what the score's gonna be. Just enjoy it.
Exactly. I cannot believe you have just said that Pep Garner is like getting Pep Guardiola off Wish.
Yes.
What a horrible insult to
Man, who do you support, Swindon or Man City?
Yeah, that's a terrible insult.
Fuck me, if he's Pep Guardiola from Wish, you must be from an EB return slot.
It's true though. He bases his game on him, and he looks a bit like Pep, but it's not, is it?
Yeah. Ain't got the beard like Pep.
No. Well, he's a little bald guy who wears like little hoodies, isn't he, on the side? Yeah. Hoodies and trackies, and a little bald guy. And we played football, proper football. So I think first game of the season, a Scunthorpe fan tweeted that, and it just made me laugh, and it stuck with me. So I stole off him.
Ned, your thoughts about Man City, please.
Oh God.
Oh, I love it. It's so good, isn't it? I mean, like, you know,
The Ned report's going to be amazing. I can't wait for the Ned report.
You don't need to know. Everyone fucking knows all their players.
The
Ned report goes something along the lines of this. They've got a midfielder called De Bruyne. He's quite good at making assists.
His Chelsea career ended against Swindon last time he played us.
Did.
So fucking let's hope for the same. Like we ended his Chelsea career. He got shipped off to Wolfsburg after that.
Yeah, but Ned, do they have a striker like Jerome Sinclair?
I wish.
Oh dear. Sorry, Ned.
Yeah,
we joke.
That's
Carry
right.
on.
It's all right. I called the result of the last game and said that we'll face a big team in the third round. It was our destiny. I don't think our destiny is going to proceed to the fourth round, unfortunately. But no, it's amazing, isn't it? It'd be really good to, as I said in the last pod, it'd be really good to see how our football sort of holds up against a real decent quality team. And I'm sure it won't in any capacity, especially at home. Yeah, it's just such a shame it's not at the Etihad. But if we can shit out a replay, that would be absolutely incredible. But yeah, absolutely buzzing for that. I can't wait. I don't think I'll be able to get tickets. I'm not a season ticket holder, but I didn't just come.
How are you not?
By the way,
tickets if you're not a season ticket holder?
Ned, you should have put a disclaimer beforehand while you said that. There's actually
on the live chat as we're talking, someone just put, "Did Ned just come?" No, I didn't.
You did do that, Gary Neville.
People don't need to know what you're typing in the chat. You don't need to reply publicly.
Fifey, is that going to be the title? Did Ned just come?
God's sake.
It's going to be the longest edit.
About 10 minutes.
Woody, please bring some sense of
I think Ned had something else to
no, we'll come on to it a bit later. It's fine. Not a problem.
We'll come on to it a bit later.
I was a little bit disappointed.
Oh, no.
What's going on now?
We'll come on a bit later.
Guys, can I just say something? I've been putting together a best of Fools Rush In, and now this is going to be bloody in it. This bit, this will be right at the top.
Yeah, remember, everyone listening on the podcast, you know, we actually need to fill some stuff in because we've just had a minute of quiet.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, then I've just seen Miss of the Season, I think.
Great for the podcast.
Yeah, I've just seen our Ranger fall over for Boreham Wood as well. That was quite funny. Yeah, so genuinely, this is totally against everybody, actually. I wasn't really happy that we got Man City. Let me explain myself first. I actually wanted a slightly easier team because I would have liked us to try and build that prize pot a little bit because the big teams are always going to be hanging around in there. So whether it be Man City, whether it be United, Liverpool, Aston Villa or whatever, I would have quite liked us to have a third round. I would have liked to see us try to get to the fourth round first. That being said, it seems like, I don't know, does it feel like one of those seasons where we might actually upset a team like Man City, even if we are at home? You know, it generally does feel like something could happen. I don't know, but yeah, that was, it's going to be good. It's good for the club. Of course it is. It's good for the money. I was trying to work out earlier how much we could probably make from it in terms of ticket sales. Man City might give us their half. They might not. They might see it as us taking that as a bit of an insult because we're not a non-league side. But yeah, but if the best possible, obviously we want to win. We want to fill it out.
We will win.
And we will win. And yes, I think it was Ned, actually. I agree with Ned that he said about it'd be quite nice to see us play that style of football against a team that play good football. They are a joy to watch. Most people who like football like watching Man City. There's no doubt about it. And even their subs bench is probably worth 500 mil. They're even if they did stick out a second string side. But I would have liked. In fact, I would have liked to have somebody like Boreham Wood or something like that. Boreham Wood away or something like that, because that still means a lot to them. It's a game we could probably win. But yeah, we'll. But I'll take. If we were going to play a Premier League side, it might as well be Man City, mightn't it? If we're going to knock one of them out.
And Kieran.
I agree with Woody. I'd rather have gotten a sort of more, even more winnable tie in the third round. Get either a sort of lower half Premier League team, a Championship side, or even a League One, National League side. Just sort of build the prize pot and get into that fourth round and sort of go as far as you can before you face a big boy. Fife, you've just sent that directly to me, no one else. So only I can see that. He called you a prick, Woody. That's what he said. But no, it's an exciting. I think it's the first time since we played.
It's such an entertaining episode.
since we played Chelsea, I think it's the only big tie we've got. It's only the first few that I can remember since I've been a fan. So it's obviously going to be exciting. But I would have rather the team that had some actual players you could recognise other than Phil Foden and Kevin De Bruyne. I'd rather Ronaldo come into the county ground than those, and having a proper team. But it'd be a good tie. Hopefully everyone has the same view. Don't really want to come out to it, but yeah, I've got no fucking go. Come on now, guys.
Right. We've come to the point of the episode where we hand over to Woody to update us on what's going on with the women's team. He looks well done for it.
Nothing this week. It was a complete blank weekend. Every game was called off for the women's, so absolutely nothing this week.
I thought you had a game on Sunday.
No, it was called off. Yeah,
that's the shit version of the Craig David song. Game on Sunday called off.
But this week they got a hard task. First team have got Bournemouth.
We've had these before.
AEK Bocco, and then my team are away in a friendly to Kidlington, which, if it follows the pattern of the rest of the season, we probably won't play again. But hopefully it will be. But so it would be a toughie. But yeah, leading in the Exeter game. I know everybody who watches this will be dying to know. The Exeter game has been rearranged for the 19th of December, so it won't be at the county ground. But I believe Rob and etc. are in talks to still get a game over there.
Okay. And how about, obviously, we're recording during the Arsenal-Everton game, or Everton-Arsenal game, for those who might not have done it the wrong way around. How about a quick FPL update as well?
Well, this week, it's been a good week for Woody. Let's have a look. So, still top is Kieran, apparently. He scored 33 this week, although I think you've got 4 points to come off the bench, Kieran, if I'm not correct.
Yeah, because Emil Smith-Rowe had a little boo-boo. Someone hurt his feelings, so he couldn't play.
Rich had a very good week, actually, but he's not here, so we don't need to talk about him. Me, on the other hand, 51 points, thanks to my son. Good lad. Captain, 26 points this weekend. Good man. Because the rest of the team did shit. But that puts me on 55, which is slowly closing that tiny gap to the top. Well done. 28 points, mate. Well done. Ben, 36. Gary, One Show, 41 points. What's One Show playing at?
Guarantee if One Show moves up the league, he will turn up for Make It Two Show.
Exactly.
We'll get better though. Ramsdale's playing right now, and Foden would have got 7 points because Smith Rowe's not playing. So my Foden comes in soon. I bump well into the 40s.
Oh, look, Man City fan Ben's cheering on Foden again.
Yeah, he is.
He's going to dye his hair blonde next.
Playing Man City. I can't really watch that game. I've got to watch Man City. I've supported Man City my whole life. So they've always been my second team. But yeah, the 5 well done, mate. 32 points, second from bottom. Ned, strongest manager in the league, holding up the rest of us with 38 points. So
the man that does the most research is the bottom of the Fantasy Premier League.
Honestly, my team looks fantastic, but I can't get a fucking tune out of them. Unbelievable. Cannot get a tune.
Mate, you have Bowen on the bench. Third choice.
I know.
As well.
Tell me about it.
11 points. 11 points on the bench. Oh, that is tight.
And it's worth pointing out that in injury time, Everton have just got 2-1 up. So everyone who's got White in defence is going to be delighted with
Ramsdale goal. Oh, no.
Ramsdale and White.
Fucking you sucking off Bill Foden's not done so well, has it?
Hey, he's on my bench. He's all right. He'll come off because Smith Rowe didn't play.
Stop saying the word "come" in this podcast. It's had too much of
that. Let's start looking ahead then to this week's fixtures if we can. And it has to be said, it looks like it's going to be one hell of an away turnout again for tomorrow night's game, doesn't it, Woody?
Yeah, great turnout. I'm actually quite good. I really like going to Leyton Orient's grounds. I don't know why. It just feels like one of those proper traditional football grounds. And I went when we won League Two. That was a cracking away day. That was. We took bloody loads that day. Fantastic. It should be. That's Luton, mate.
That's Orient. They got those flats, haven't they, near the away?
Yeah, I'll let you off for that one. Yeah,
he's so smug about that. Then that's what I was doing.
I tell you what, you lot go on one night out together, and suddenly you're bitter enemies. I'm a bit concerned that you're looking through people's
flat windows from that distance. But I think it's 800. Was it they tweeted earlier 800 odds, and it'll probably have a few more on that as well. So. Fair play to those guys because Leyton Orient will be a pig to get to on a Tuesday night as well. So, fair play. I genuinely do wish I was going, but I can't. I think, and it would be a good game as well. Leyton Orient, they're doing well at the moment, and I think I said a couple of weeks ago that I tipped them to get into the playoffs this season. So I think was it 4-0 they beat Tranmere as well. So yeah, I think. Dare I say it could be our first loss? If not, I think it's going to be a tight draw. I think I'd take a 1-1 draw actually. As much as I hate draws, I'll probably take a 1-1 draw.
I'm with that 100%. Figaro as well. Do you think he's going to wind up the Swindon fans? That'd be a really good one to see. But yeah, it's going to be a good game though because the way they play is similar to how we play, and they're going to go for it, and then we are too. So it could be a goal glut. But yeah, I'll take a draw all day long. I'm wary of that one. I think they could. They're a good team.
Craig?
Yeah, I think it is going to be tight. I'm with Woody. I think it will probably be a 1-1 draw. They've drawn the most number of games in the league. I was just looking at the table. They've drawn like 10 games already and only lost 3. So it's not going to be an easy game. And like Woody was saying, I went to that away game when we won the league that season, and it is such a good day. It's such a shame it's on a Saturday. Like the best away days seem to be on a Tuesday night at the moment, and the Saturday ones we're going all the way up fucking north and everything. So it's a bit of a shame, but yeah, good turnout. 800 people odd on a Tuesday night. Our continuing away, strong away support is still going strong. But yeah, I can't see us getting a win against them. I think it will be a draw and it will be 1 each.
Woody suggested it be a bit of a, I think the term he used was a bit of a pig to get to on a Tuesday, Craig. Maybe we need to bring back travel time with Craig for this one.
Yeah. Well, Craig, talks us like the tubes anyway, because the tube back's going to be quite a late one for the rush back, isn't it? To get the train. It is. I remember Orient on Tuesday night.
And after that, we can go to Ned for the weather to see if there's a southwesterly wind or not.
Yeah, I don't know about the underground, so that's yeah. I'm not getting involved in that.
Not your payroll. No, not pay grade. Pay grade.
Mr. Ned, do we have a Ned report for Tuesday, or have you prepared it for the weekend, or because of events at the Pod Christmas party, you've decided not to do a Ned report this week?
Yeah, I thought, fuck you for everyone leaving me on my own and then not showing any concern for several days afterwards. In fact, I had to say, don't worry, guys, I'm all right. Unbelievable.
Ned, we love you.
Shocking scenes. I haven't done a Ned report because I believe there's some mailbag, and I've done some Ned report for the mailbag. But I mean, it'll be a good game. They're a really good team. Like Woody, I said I fancy them for the possible top 3 for the end of the season. So I also think it's going to be a bit of a goal festival. What do you reckon? 2-2, 3-3? Come on, I reckon it's going to be goals, but I can't see us winning, but we'll see.
Kieran?
I think we'll lose 2-1. As always. We're going to wear that. We're going to wear the blackout kit tomorrow for the first time. I've heard on the old grapevine. So that's going to be bad luck straight away. So I think we're going to. If I just go, we lose every week. So I'm at the minute going, we're going to lose 20-0 to Man City. We might pull off a shock. It's working so far. We're going with it. Superstition. But it'll be an interesting game. I think their team has said sort of they're going to be up there. I think towards the end of the season. They are one of the sort of more medium-sized clubs in the league as well. Sort of with us, we always seem to have good games.
The medium-sized. So normally you hear about big teams or small tin pot clubs. Now we've got a medium-sized club.
Well, they're not like us. We're massive. They're not like us, and they're not fucking like the levels of Harrogate and stuff. They're an established football league team again after their slight dip into non-league. But they just sort of survive, they mill about, they're sort of medium, aren't they? Sort of like a medium McDonald's meal, just sort of it's there, isn't it? But you'd rather have a massive one or have a little bite.
Not to mention Kenny Jackett's pretty decent manager as well, to be fair.
I thought Ross Embleton was still a manager there, to be fair. No idea. You don't pay any attention to like the tin pot clubs. Fucking Salford City are owned by the class of '92. Harrogate's got tea. I don't know. But they're just like Carlisle as well, medium. Just medium Big Mac meal. But no, I think we always have good games against them. We always, I think, it could go either way. Obviously, that's a game of football. I'm
just throwing it out there. So Kieran is well known on the pod for being the one who will instantly rip the piss out of any of us for any reason, and yet he has just made Ned pull a face of utter confusion at the point he's attempting to make.
There was a point, was that?
No, there's never a fucking point, me. I just fucking ramble on it. I'm not as. I just think we'll just have a good game against them. We always have good games against them. It's always
we're going to lose 2-1.
But we're going to lose 2-1, yeah.
Forgive me, Warren. I don't believe I've asked you yet.
I say we lose every week. We've not actually lost since I've said this, so.
I don't believe I've asked you yet, Warren.
And we're away from home. We're going to win. There's absolutely no doubt about it. It's
fucking happy clappers.
To be fair, I echo Woody's point. Kenny Jackett's a good manager at this level. He'll get a team playing football. It's going to go like it could go either way. It depends. Like we say, we always say this. If we play our game and we're on top form like we are, then we're going to win more games than we lose. But no, I fancy us tomorrow. I think we'll win. They've had last few results. I think they drew with Scunthorpe away. You know what I mean? I don't think they've been, apart from the Tranmere game that they demolished them. You know what I mean? There hasn't really been a game. A lot of the other games have been quite tight. Harry Smith, how is he scoring goals? Because I thought he was garbage when he played for us. Do you know what I mean? But he's one of those players. But no, I fancy us tomorrow. I think away from home, good support. You know what I mean? I think they'll be well up for it again. and it's another chance to get back up into that top 3. So yeah, no, I fancy us. We'll win tomorrow.
I'm sticking with you, pal. Just a brief look ahead to the weekend as well. Another away trip, the one that Craig did the travel updates for, what seemed all that time ago as well. Fancy us at the weekend as well?
Yeah, away from home. I think, again, Barrow haven't been that great, have they, really? I think Cooper's trying to build a brand of football there, and maybe hasn't got the players that are able to do it, whether that's to do with the budget that he's got, which is probably, you know what I mean, shoestring. They've got a couple of decent players. I think Ollie Banks plays for them, he's been scoring some goals. I think he's their top goal scorer. But
called Harry Smith garbage, but Ollie Banks decent.
Oh, I didn't call him decent, did I? No, I just said they've got Ollie Banks. But yeah,
I think he's Ollie Wayne.
Yeah, well, he scores goals. But yeah, we're away from home. You know what I mean. If we turn up, we could, and we play well, we'd win the game. But you can't. Our bubble's going to burst away from home soon, isn't it? And it's surely got to, whether that's tomorrow night or whether it's Saturday. But we've got to just keep playing our style of football, and if we play our style of football and take our chances, we'll win games.
Ben, do you think we can get a minimum 4 points in the next 2 games?
I think 4 points would be a great effort. Yeah, I'll be up for that. I'll take that. Great. Good target. Anything more is absolutely unbelievable. But I'll take 4 points. Point tomorrow, 3 points Saturday. Absolutely over the moon with that.
And confident ahead of Saturday?
Saturday, yeah, confident we'll beat Barrow. I think I'm worried about tomorrow, but Barrow I'm confident we'll beat because I think we've got a better team than them. I don't know what the weather conditions are going to be like on Saturday with a bumpy pitch.
Ned?
Was it not you that said that we had a better team the other week when we only just about stumbled to a draw as well?
I think we've got the best team in the league. I honestly think we've got the best squad in the league. So I think that same goes for everyone. I think Orange can be hard because they're at home and they play fantastic football. And it's going to be an open game. And I think they might beat us. But
doesn't that suit us more, though?
It does. But I think sooner or later we are going to slip up away from home. If we come away with Orient and we beat them, then I don't think we're going to lose another away game this season because we pretty much played them all the good ones. Who's there to beat us? Bradford. You know, so
Carlisle,
I can't see us another away game.
Carlisle.
We're going to lose Carlisle away. I think we're going to lose Carlisle away just because Ned's abused them so much on this podcast this season.
I think we'll beat Carlisle. I think we'll go there and win comfortably. I don't, if we beat Orient, and I think the only team that can possibly beat us is Bradford, I think we go the whole season undefeated away.
Craig, you equally confident ahead of the weekend?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a tricky one. I mean, Barrow, they do play this really good style of football, very similar to us. They played that football. It won them the National League. You know, people say you can't play football in the National League. Well, they did that. They were actually nicknamed Barrow-Salona for a reason under Ian Evatt, I think it was. And they still play that now. They still play that football. Obviously, it's not working well for them at the moment. And they've struggled to score goals in their last few games. But and I imagine, Ben mentioned the bumpy pitch, but I imagine that pitch will probably be immaculate because of the style of football that they try to play. I don't think it will be. It will suit us just as much as it will suit them. So yeah. I mean, like I said, I think we'll draw against Orient, and I think we'll sneak a win against Barrow 1-0.
Okay, Woody.
Yeah, it's a bit of a pig though, isn't it? Going to Leyton Orient on a Tuesday night and then travelling up to Barrow on a Saturday. You wouldn't want to. It's not a great time to be a footballer, is it? Yeah, I think we will beat Barrow. I'm like Ben. I'm more confident about Barrow than I am about Leyton Orient. I'm a bit gutted. It's my birthday weekend. I was originally planning to go up there, but I'm not now. Heard some decent restaurants in Barrow. But so it's I think we'll win against Barrow. I think regardless of the pitch, regardless of anything, conditions, weather conditions, I just think we'll win against Barrow. I think 4 points. Yeah, 4 points is achievable, but I'd also be happy with just 3. over the next, to be realistic, I'd be happy with 3 over the next 2 games.
Kieran?
Well, they're fucking Tin Pot. They're a small little fucking club. Shouldn't even be in the Football League. With a shitty fucking manager who's an absolute cunt. We're going to beat them 4-0. Fucking easy. No problem. No bother. Fucking smash this shit out of them. Their fucking little tiny Sunday League ground. Has it even got 3 stands? I'm not even sure if it can be classed as a ground, but their Tin Pot will beat them and they'll be on their way back to non-league eventually and back to the fucking Northern Counties at some point.
There could be a team in the Championship with 3 stands next year.
No, they will not. They will not.
That's a bit hard. I'm sure Cheltenham have got 4.
Oh, God.
Stadium of Light's definitely got fucking 1 big one.
And
round.
last but certainly not least on this one, Ned.
I think old Christian Junior's just shown off his true colours there.
Had to get a Cheltenham reference out somewhere.
Yeah,
Christian's buzzing with a fucking draw. He's got Man City again for like the 2nd year in a row.
I think it's going to be I think it's going to be a lot tougher than people realise against Barrow, and it'll be interesting to see how we set up because they got, regardless of what people think, they have got 2 good wingers that will be playing against us for Barrow, and that's Robbie Gotts and what's his name, Jordan Stevens. What's his name? Yeah,
Jordan Stevens. Yeah.
What's Robbie got?
Rob, fuck's sake. Put yourself on mute, Bellend. Wait, do one. Right. Sorry, I was trying to make a serious point, and yeah, but yeah, those 2. I mean, you look at the start of last season, was supposed to be absolute world beaters in League One, absolute world beaters. It hasn't happened from so far, but they've got the pedigree. It's just whether they can get a tune out of them, and I think it's going to be quite difficult. And I don't think we've played against a team with sort of out wingers before. Well, I say before this season. So it'd be interesting to see how we sort of line up against that, because I'm not sure if a 3 at the back would strictly work against that, but it might just be that our 2 wing backs play more defensive against Barrow. I don't know, but we'll have to wait and see with that. But I mean, we're definitely good enough to beat them. It's just I don't think it's going to be as easy as everyone was making it out. But yeah, I predict a win, but maybe 2-1 or something.
Well, gents, it's time. We conclude with your favourite bit of the shows each week. It is time to go into the mailbag to see what weird and wonderful questions people want to know. The answer.
Thank God Rich isn't here.
What happened to him? He just disappeared.
Yeah, Rich had to leave.
No, he said he had to go.
He did send his excuses to
Alex
us.
Gilbert to call him.
The first message comes from our very own Craig. He would like to send a little shout out before, so I don't miss it and forget. Please take your moment, sir.
No, cheers, Fife. No, it's just a shout out to one of our viewers, an old friend of mine who I bumped into at a wedding, who I haven't seen for years, but he watches the show. He loves every single episode, and just want to say thanks for watching, Matt Davis, and I hope we'll keep it going for many episodes to come. Thanks for watching, mate. And thanks.
Cheers, Matt.
Congratulations if you made it this far.
Well done, Matt.
yeah, that's no easy feat.
Good lad, Matt. Trooper.
The first question that came in the mailbag was from Daz Smith on Twitter, and he wants me to set a little scene for you with this question. It's Christmas Day in each of your houses, and as it is Christmas Day, if you could invite one of the current Swindon Town squad around for Christmas Day, who would it be, and what cheese would you offer them? So I will start with Ben.
Oh, unpopular opinion with the squad, with the pod, but I would actually have Harry McCurdy over because.
Oh God!
Because I actually think he's quite a funny bloke.
He's about the same mental age as your children, to be fair, so he'd get on well.
Yeah, and I would get him some Edam for no reason. It just goes well with most things. But yeah,
give him a fucking G-string.
He's quite a funny bloke. He's entertaining.
Craig?
Yeah, I guess because there's cheese involved, I have to invite the Frenchman round because I assume he likes his cheeses, and I'd get him a nice British blue Stilton to try.
Woody?
I've got no idea.
Woody absolutely hates that I've added this feature. There's not been one question he's enjoyed answering so far.
No, it's fucking dreadful. Who would I buy? Tyree Simpson, just to genuinely to apologise for ripping him off at the beginning of the season. And
don't forget you got to invite Louis Reed then as well.
Louis Reed I didn't rip off. I said he had a bad couple of games. Tyree Simpson, I was saying that we needed to replace him. But yeah, Tyree Simpson probably.
And what cheese are you offering?
Good old Mexicana, isn't it? You got to give a bit of spice. Like, yeah. And mainly because I don't really like cheese that much.
Warren?
That's got to be Johnny fucking Williams, isn't it? There's only one you'd invite over. Our best player. Cheese, it'll be a camembert because the missus likes camembert. So you know, he knows what it's going to be.
Alex Gilbert is our best player, though.
Was he?
According to Rich.
Oh, that's the Irish effect, see? That's the Irish effect.
I remember Christian saying quite a few times how much he admires Alex Gilbert and his ability and skills and his directness in front of goal and in his. I
hope this isn't the first episode that Alex Gilbert watches.
Yeah.
Otherwise, he has no context.
Christian's a big fan.
Rich would have invited him round for dinner.
He would have done. Yeah. Ned?
What's Alex Gilbert got to do to get a bit of cheese round here, eh? Honestly. I would invite.
That sounds like an offer he can't refuse, Ned.
Yeah.
We all know about Ned's cheese.
I think I'm going to invite. I'm going to invite. Fuck.
How to do that to
Anthony, that's it. Anthony Grant and Tyree Simpson. I would invite them both round.
No, you can only invite one.
He's from Woodies. You can't invite him. He's already gone.
Yeah. Hold on. I'm tracking. I'll have JJ Willacott. I'll have Dion Conroy. Fuck it. We'll get a tactics board out.
There is a point to it. So it's a nice selection of cheeses I would give them as a goodbye present because they ain't going to be past January the 1st.
Oh,
fucking depressing answer that is, Nick.
Goodbye, cheese.
Christian Jr. is still with us. You ready to answer the question?
Yeah.
Good.
I would invite Kane Kessler-Hayden round because I reckon he would be an absolute hoot to have around. He'd be a bit of a party and would have plenty of chat. I don't like cheese though, so
people still say hoot.
I did. I'd invite him round, but I wouldn't offer him any cheese. I wouldn't have any. I don't fucking like it.
I'm round.
He can have. You've got plenty of beers. I don't think he'll be playing Boxing Day, mate.
I think I've just seen Kane says, "Fuck you, I'm having cheese."
Bring his own cheese.
The Sainsbury's round. It won't be open. To be fair, it's Christmas Day.
The next question came again from our own Ben, so he must have thought he might not have made the episode because he normally submits one when he can't make it, but then turned on anyway. So you can answer first. You can answer your own question first, pal.
I remember what I asked.
Well, shut up and I'll tell you.
Oh, thank you.
If the embargo stays in place with limitations on squad numbers, assuming it's a 1 in, 1 out policy, 1 in, 1 out. Yeah. Who do we buy and who do we sell?
I think we know who we're going to sell.
Oh, yeah. Answer my own question. I think we answered it a bit earlier, and I think we're all in agreement that poor Anthony Grant's time at the Carriage Ground has come to an end for a great servant. And,
is anyone going to say contrary to that? And there's a player that we sell before we sell Anthony Grant.
I'd name 2. I'd get rid of Lydon and East over Grant all day long.
I think after I've invited him round for cheese, get rid of the Frenchman.
I think there's two straight away that I would do is Baldry and Grant. Sadly, very sadly, and as Alan Sugar says, with regret, you're fired.
And who are you bringing in?
Well, I'm bringing a centre back. I'm bringing an experienced centre back, a sort of an oldie League One.
Bring it back, Baldry.
Baldry, bold, but not crippled. So it's someone who can who is older than Conroy, can talk to the two youngins, guide them through games. Haven't quite got a name yet because I don't know my Championship football that well, but someone who's probably coming to look towards the back end of his career. And I'll also.
No, it's 1 in, 1 out, Ben.
1 in, 1 out. And I've got rid of 2 players.
No, I'm only letting you have 1 in, 1 out.
Well, no, 1 in, 1 out policy, not in. So like 3 players go out, 3 players come in.
The thing is, Ben, we haven't got all night, and I have another 5 people to ask yet. So you can have 1 in and 1 out.
Oh, I'll get Norwood back in then. Norwood in, and that's my choice. If we had money, I'll get Austin, but yeah, Norwood.
If we've got money, I'd get Austin.
Yeah.
Craig.
Like I said, get Baldry out. I think Grant's going as well. I have a feeling, now I'm just throwing this out there, I have a feeling that Kessler Hayden will end up getting recalled in January. Because if you look at what happens in every single game, he gets the shit kicked out of him. I have a feeling Villa, who monitoring their players as well as they probably do, especially their youngsters, they might be concerned that maybe League Two's a bit too rough for him. And
Steven Gerrard, don't be a cunt.
Yeah, wow. Yeah, so maybe someone to fulfill his position if he does go. I hope it doesn't happen, of course, but every game I've watched him in, the referees just don't protect him. So that's what I'm worried about. But yeah, someone to cover Kessler Hayden's position. I haven't got a name, but
no, that's fine. Woody?
I was tied. I was like Warren. I was tied between East and Leiden. I'm probably going to say East just because he just hasn't impressed me at all. I'm still holding out hope that we get a Jose. He's coaching now. He's not even playing. He's coaching at Exeter now. Yeah, he's coaching at Exeter now. And he's only 30. Fuck it, let's just...
Oh, Josie. I thought you said Jose.
Yeah, Jose Mourinho, yeah. Jose, no, I want us... I really, really... As much as Simpson has improved, I want us to, for the second half of the season, let's get an experienced striker in. Somebody... And it would be even better if it's somebody who's got a good history with Swindon in terms of scoring goals. So, yeah, get one of those midfielders out, probably East. No disrespect to the guy, but I just don't see him getting ahead of Grant or Leiden, to be honest, in my opinion. He is at the moment, but he shouldn't be. And yeah, go with bringing in a Jose.
Warren?
Yeah, I'm the same as Woody with regards to getting. For me, I just haven't seen enough of East, if I'm honest with you. I think that what I think will happen I think like the rest of us think, I think it will be Grant. Not that I want it to be, obviously. But yeah, I think it'll be, for me, it would be someone like East. And I think we need someone at the top end of the pitch as well, just to take the burden off Simpson a little bit as well in games where we want to bring him off after 60 and we've got it needs to be someone of a similar mould or style of football, because where we only play the one up top, we need someone who's going to hold the ball, bring other people into play, and stuff like that. But we need a striker top end of the pitch. Ned? I couldn't tell you who.
Ned.
Hello. Right. I'll be very quick.
Disappeared again.
Huh?
What'd you say, mate?
Have I disappeared?
No.
All right, okay. Right. So considering Tyree Simpson's going, I would bring in Yaya Sanogo. That's my replacement for Tyree Simpson. Sanogo.
Who is he?
Former Arsenal
striker or something.
Are you two being serious? You don't know who he is?
Got a brother called
I've
Cola.
never fucking heard of him.
No.
I thought he was going to say Yaya Toure for a minute, and I was like,
Yaya
Sanogo.
Sanogo.
Ben think I'm not going to lose the rest of the game of the season.
Is Yaya Sanogo?
Right.
Was it Huddersfield on yours?
He was last at Huddersfield. That's right.
I'm
Yeah.
sure Ned was going to explain. Let us know, but keep
That's right.
interrupting.
It's fine. Right. I think the player that I would like to bring in would either be Dylan Williams, who's a left back from Derby. He's a left wing back on a loan with a view to a permanent move, or Ethan Bristow from Reading. I think one of those two left backs. They'll be really good. And also, there's a free agent at the moment called Josh Sims. I think we should give him a chance as well. Ex-Southampton player. I think he will be decent.
The Ned report.
Good, Ned.
And Kieran.
Well, if we're bringing back like former retired players, I'll take Jordan Lydon out. I'll bring Michael Dougherty back.
Retired players?
Who's retired?
Yeah, well, Josie's retired and he's not playing anymore, is he?
He's still going. Josie's still playing. He's just not with the team.
Coaching's not playing, is it? Coaching's.
Well, but he's still licensed. He's still playing. If a club picked him up, he'd still play. He's not officially retired.
Let's bring Michael Doughty back anyway. But I think I'd bring in a striker as well. I'd get rid of another midfielder, probably Anthony Grant, and bring in a striker, someone like, I don't know, Jerome Sinclair. I reckon he'd be quite decent.
Not brought him up yet, Jerome Sinclair. He's an interesting one.
Yeah,
first sensible thing you said.
Mould to Tyree Simpson, and quite a good one.
We did get one more question in the mailbag, which I can see Woody's very excited to hear as well. And it comes from friend of the show, Gavin, who has, as we know, submitted one or two questions in the... So, Woody, I'll ask you first this time. Is it simply Stevie Nicks, yes or no?
Is that a serious question?
That is the question. If you're in any way uncertain as to the legitimacy of it, there is the question up.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Kieran's now frantically Googling.
Stevie Nicks is. She's in that Fleetwood Mac band.
Fleetwood Mac.
Do the F1 song.
So, yeah, I mean, I mean, what type of... I'll just say yes. Just get some fucking...
Kieran?
Yeah, fuck it. I'll do anything, me.
That's what I was trying to work out. What type of question is
Warren?
Yeah.
Well, the fact I just had to research who she was, and she's 73 years of age, I'm going no.
Experienced. I like
Ned?
it. Do you know what she's
We're
doing?
talking carnal relations, then no. But otherwise, yes.
What was that big word you
I'm
said?
actually a little bit, I'll be honest, I'm a little bit disappointed because when you said you'd seen there was questions and you've produced the Ned report, I assumed it was for this question.
That's what the moaning about was earlier.
Wikipedia.
Craig?
Just read out the Wikipedia entry.
Sorry, I'm still laughing at the way Ned said carnal relations. I've done worse, so yeah, why not?
She's 73.
and finally, Ben.
Teeth out.
Yeah, she's 73. Even that's a bit old, even if I'm in my 40s. So yeah, no, she's 73. No.
Steve, would you?
His missus walked in the room there.
Sat there all day. Sat right there.
She sat behind it, and he's like, "No, definitely not. No."
You could.
But we all know
Steve?
Sarah's behind him going, "You got no fucking chance, hold me."
Stevie Nicks, yes or no?
No, not for me. But then again, as one of the few that are actually single, and I've been single a long time now, it probably wouldn't be much longer before I said yes. Speaking of Sarah, I do just want to conclude with a little bit of a sort of a thumbs up and a round of applause for want of a better phrase, the wags of the podcast, because when you think of all the contributions Sarah makes in the background and Mrs. Ned for this quality Fools Rushing merch that we've got now, that we got to rock on Friday, they play a key part in what we put together, even if they're not in front of the camera like us. So thank you to the wags of the podcast.
Thank you. She's actually snuck off without me noticing. So, yeah, but I'll thank her for you.
Thank you. You'll want her for me.
Yeah. Thank you.
Listen, lads, as always, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you very much for your time. If you're watching this, thank you very much. If you're listening to the audio version, we hope you're enjoying it. You can't see what we're laughing at half the time, but we hope you get the idea. And until next time, good night.
Good luck. Thank you for making the end.